Oh, lads, the morning after the night before. Um, the dust has settled on Fury versus Usyk, and this morning I got up and I watched the fight again. And I know people were commenting in the live I was doing, saying that the commentary team, certainly on the zone, were not particularly good. I watched it back and I watched the zone commentary, and disappointed to say the least. That Barry Jones is normally very good, but he was very pro Fury in that fight. And yeah, when you watch it back in the cold light of day, now obviously I watched it with the commentary on, knowing that they would be biased, knowing that they were a bit on the pro Fury side. So I had a chance to watch this fight again. To be honest with you, when I watched it live, I was thinking close. Listen, my scorecard now, which I actually have on my other iPhone, which I'm not going to get up and get, but I scored the first three rounds to Alexander Usyk. I gave the next three to Tyson Fury, and then I gave the rest, bar one, to Alexander Usyk, which was the 11th round. And even then, you could make an argument that that was an Usyk round. So my scorecard by the end of it was 116, 111. Right? So 8 rounds to 4, plus a 10-8 round for a knockdown. You genuinely could have had a 117, 110 scorecard there for Alexander Usyk. This was an Usyk fight. Watching it live, you're looking at it, you see people are saying, Fury, and you're seeing the showboat really kind of does do something, and even the kind of shots that glance. When you look at it back, who was landing the cleaner shots? Alexander Usyk. Who was actually pushing the action? Alexander Usyk. So Alexander Usyk, the fact that this was split decision is just, the fact that one of the judges gave it to Fury is just baffling. Alexander Usyk, as I said in my post-fight review, he went in there and he didn't just beat Tyson Fury, he beat the boxing establishment, because they were not going to do him any favours in this fight, and they didn't. That's twice now he's gone to Saudi Arabia and they've tried to job him on the cards. At least one judge has anyway, like they did in the Joshua rematch. I guess the purpose of this video is we can go over this fight later on. I'll probably do an aftermath live stream about it, so we can go over that in a little bit more detail there. I only caught a glimpse, because obviously, as you know, I like to do my post-fight reviews then and there, because you're in the moment. It gives you a chance to, everything is kind of fresh in your head, so it gives you the chance to kind of just get your instant initial reaction boom out of the way. So when I finished the watch along, I only listened to a little snippet of Alexander Usyk speaking to Ade. I didn't listen to the full interview thereafter. I come to listen to it and I come to find out that Tyson Fury, well, I was kind of expecting him to feel as though, I thought he would say, I feel like I won the fight. I thought he'd be gracious in defeat. He wasn't. I don't even know where to begin. To insinuate Alexander Usyk got this decision because of the conflict going on in his home country is absolutely disgraceful. Disgraceful to even insinuate that. And that's what listen, Tyson Fury, the fighter. In that review I did, I spoke about Tyson Fury, the fighter, the athlete in the ring that night, and the fighter we get in the ring most nights. And he's brilliant. He's so talented. He is just incredible. And in his peak, I would pick him over the likes of Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua in his peak, which he's not at now. But Tyson Fury, the person, that guy, wow, birds of a feather flock together. You look at the comments his fanboys have made about Alexander Usyk, the likes of Anthony Joshua, but then they have the barefaced audacity, if you even criticise Tyson Fury over some of the inconsistencies in a lot of the things he says, they have the barefaced audacity to actually criticise you and call you a hater. And yet they'll call Usyk a rabbit, they'll call him this, they'll say derogatory things about Anthony Joshua, and you know what I'm getting at with that. But you dare even point out inconsistencies with Tyson Fury. Birds of a feather flock together. Same with John Fury. Same with a lot of the Fury team. Peter Fury, very good. No issue with Huey. Shane has his moments. But Tyson and John. Tyson Fury let himself down. But he's been doing that for the last couple of... He's been doing that pretty much throughout the course of his career. And I guess this video is to kind of just say that Tyson Fury... I'm not someone who necessarily believes in karma. But if it is true and it is real, he definitely got it last night. He well and truly got his taste of it last night. It's been kind of slowly coming since we saw it with the Ngannou fight, but we really seen it now. And with Tyson Fury, one of the reasons why a lot of people are so happy. You see the comments, of all the people saying, I'm British and I'm delighted for Alexander Usyk. I'm British and I'm picking against him. And you see the backlash he's got from the British public over the last year, 18 months. It's all down to his own doing. He's brought it all amongst himself. And it's really interesting. You see him in interviews with The Zone, with Ali Drew and people like that this week. And he's like, whatever they say about me, I don't care. I don't listen to them. Really? You don't listen to them? So when True Geordie asks you a couple of hard questions like, well, you say you don't care about money, but you're charging a UK record pay-per-view price, funny that, for a trilogy fight, which is order that no one asked for, you'll never get an interview with me again. When TalkSport don't pamper to you all the time, some of them aren't allowed to your fights. For someone who doesn't care, it kind of contradicts what you're saying there, doesn't it? And one of the main reasons why I've been critical of Tyson Fury over the last year to 18 months is the way he's handled this fight with Alexander Usyk. The way he has tried his best, and in many ways you could argue that it spectacularly backfired, because he's tried to age Alexander Usyk out, to kick this can down the road. I said it when he fought Dillian Whyte. When he said in that ring, after he beat Dillian Whyte at Wembley Stadium, that was it, that he was retiring. That was the first time. Now, he's done that before. That was the first time I ever looked at Tyson Fury and thought, I actually think he might be serious with that one. And it did sound like it was meant for real. And I subsequently kind of realised that what he really meant by retirement is, I'm retiring from taking fights that the boxing public want me to take, i.e. Alexander Usyk, Anthony Joshua, etc. I'm going to fight a trilogy fight with Derek Chisora and charge a UK record price. I'm going to fight a Francis Ngannou, even though there was people like Frank Sanchez who did take an L last night. There was people like Arslan Bekmambetov, who again you could say lost. They were calling out Tyson Fury and his fan, but well, they lost. They Frank Sanchez lost. Yeah, but they didn't lose to Tyson Fury, did they? Sanchez lost to Ajay Kabayel. Actually, they both lost to Kabayel. The people who were calling out Tyson Fury didn't beat them. So just because they lost doesn't mean that, Tyson Fury doesn't need to fight them. Well, did he beat them? No? Sorry, did he beat them? No, he didn't. So there you go. They're highly ranked. They're calling your name. You're a champion. There you go. I can't find anyone to fight. Really? Seems like there's a list of people who are calling your name. Why can't you fight them? They bring no money. Did Tom Schwartz bring any money? Well, you saw that as a world title fight. Lineal heavyweight champion. Oh yeah, real world title fight. This is what he's been doing the last 2 years. And with this Usyk fight, could have happened in 2022, didn't. Should have happened really last year, didn't. And the way he handled the negotiations early on before the Saudis got involved was disgraceful. And that really did it. Fans, if you are a boxing fan, you wanted to see Undisputed. We have it now and it was brilliant. The way everyone felt going into this fight, the build-up, the excitement, everything. We've waited a long time for this. Everyone wanted to see Undisputed. The best fighting the best. 1 and 2 coming together. Who's the best? That's what we all wanted to see. Going back to when Wilder was champion. When Joshua, even when Ruiz beat Joshua, I was like, listen, do Wilder versus Ruiz next. Let's have Undisputed. Right? We had a chance with Fury and Usyk. There was no mandatories in the way at the time. There was no reason why it couldn't happen. And Tyson Fury making these outrageous demands that Usyk was actually having to agree to, for him to move the goalpost again, for him to barefaced lie and say, well, Usyk doesn't want it, and try and actually gaslight people into thinking that Usyk, the wanted man who was literally bending over to all of his demands, doesn't want this fight, when Alexander Usyk had been trying desperately to make it. When your own trainer comes over to the UK to train Lawrence Okoli and says, listen, I've got a plane ticket to go back home, which let the cat out of the bag, and you still try and make excuses for Tyson Fury. He still tries to make excuses and say, oh, it's Alexander Usyk, this little middleweight, this little rabbit, blabbity 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 blah. But if you point all that stuff out, oh yeah, you are a hater. Oh yeah, really, yeah. Define hate, please. Do that. Because I thought just pointing out, if someone robbed 50 quid out of an old lady's purse and you said you robbed that 50 quid, are you going to really defend yourself by saying he's just a hater whilst waving it around? Yeah, that's going to work, is it? Really? Do me a favour. Tyson Fury really let himself down in the post-fight interview with this, to even insinuate that Fury... Listen, that boxing establishment, the referee, who did a despicable job, mind you, he was an absolute disgrace, that referee. Pathetic job he did. The judge who actually... And even the judges who scored it to Usyk, it was way too close. Right? Literally, Fury had everything. They did everything in their power to give this fight to Tyson Fury. Alexander Usyk didn't let them. And credit to him. Credit to him. I was listening to Hatman's post-fight review, and he was saying that if he was Alexander Usyk, he'd be thinking about retirement. And to be honest with you, I can't really blame him if he did. I would like to see the Fury rematch, to be honest with you, because I enjoyed this fight so much first time. I would be picking Alexander Usyk again. Fury took damage in this fight, so listen, you're already talking about a Fury that's past it a bit. He took damage in this fight. October is not that far away. It's only about 5 months, if even, right? A little over 5 months away, right? So it's not that far away. He's going to need some time to recover. This was the worst hurt we've ever seen him. Deontay Wilder never hurt Fury this bad. Alexander Usyk did. He's going to have to recover from this because he took some big shots in there. And in a rematch in October, I can't see him winning. And to be honest with you, if I was Alexander Usyk, I would either retire now or take the rematch and say, boxing, I completed you. I beat you. See you later. Because he really has nothing to prove. You might hear a few fanboys of AJ say, oh, he has to fight AJ again. He's fought him twice and schooled him twice. Oh, but this new AJ. What, this new AJ who beat Otto Wallin and a guy in his second pro fight? That new version of AJ? Come on. So, Alexander Usyk, credit to him. Team Fury, Tyson Fury. The sooner we see him out of this sport, the better. Again, great fighter. But as a person, this guy is just horrible. You know, he just... And his dad as well, John. I mean, he really takes the biscuit, that guy. That guy is just an out-and-out scumbag. There's no class there whatsoever with him. So, that is my thoughts on this. Bit of a rant one, but... everything we've had to deal with the last 2 years, and you know, people like myself, Hatman, Chris Andre, Outmatch, Dell, we've been the ones who've been trying our best to, you know, keep people on the straight and narrow, so to speak, and say, now look, we're calling out these inconsistencies, we're calling this out, and we get stuff said to us. We get some DMs where they're calling, well, certainly I've had it where they've called me every name under the sun. Yeah, he's all gone quiet now. As I said, birds of a feather flock together. Alexander Usyk, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. First since Lennox Lewis, credit to him. Fury gave a good account of himself in the fight, but he definitely let himself down in the post-fight interviews. The better man won on the night. It's as simple as that. Peace.